G'day, g'day. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Today's video, once again, another devlog. But yeah, we've made some progress now. We've actually got a product that we can sort of show. So I'll go over that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think thus far. We've got a little bit less than a week. We've got until next Wednesday, which is our final week of uni for the year. And then we also got a presentation that we got to do for that. So ideally, we kind of have to get it done by the Tuesday. And anything that we can do on the Wednesday is going to be just, an extra bit of stuff that we can apply, which will be great. But overall, it's coming together. And yeah, so getting into it, just showing off what we are really getting into. So we've mostly finished this level 1, which I showed a good chunk of that on, I think, last Thursday when I recorded my last video. And I don't believe we'd started the second or third floor, so we've started we've gotten a good bit of the second floor in, maybe getting close to finishing it, as well as the bridge, the final third floor isn't done yet, but we have started that one out. But yeah, we probably should update some of these because I think some of these are getting pretty close to being good. But yeah, we've started getting some stuff in. I've got some engine. I was working on an engine. Now, I did have to keep my engine kind of, relative. Like, we're not trying to do like a 10,000 poly count. I think I stuck to around 2,000 poly count with it, which is still pretty big. But got some of these in. Getting some ambient sounds is a big thing that we're trying to work on. As ambient sounds, I think I want to work on a fan, was what, like, the last thing that I was thinking of. Having like a fan spinning with some noise and maybe, like, getting some cool light action going. Maybe some flickering lights. Flickering lights would be something cool that we could add. Or I'll quickly write that down. We do have some light flicker at the moment, but just even having like ambient light flicker is still pretty good. But yeah, getting some good stuff in. I'll quickly show off what I've been working on. Then we'll get into the game. Let me see. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to give an example here. We've been doing a bunch of books. I've had to like re-V effectively, and then been texturing the books, which has been pretty successful. I mean, we're not doing any color or anything, hence also why I don't really care too much. We're working with non-saturated version, so it would look in-game similar to that effectively. This is what it would look like in the game. Some light variation between the different shades of the books. What else have I been working on? Which I'm not gonna go. I got a heap of books that I've been working on. Oscillator I was working on. So this is pretty cool. This was for ambient sound. Yeah, basically this is just gonna go beep 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 and have like a bunch of Morse code coming out of it. What else? I worked on an engine. This one's pretty big. This one's 4K textures. I think the only thing thus far using 4K textures is alright. Like, at the end of the day, I spent a good while on this. And we got a good amount of, like, stuff going here. But at the end of the day, it's nothing perfect. If I really wanted to spend more time, I'd start adding, like, welds and whatnot. But, nah, we're going with the old, there's plenty of other aspects that need to be added, so there's no point wasting my time just on one model. We've got a pull table going in. This was alright, but I was kind of speedrunning this one. It's alright. I did change up some of these colors actually, so some things are looking a little off. When I add the HSL, it looks much better. So I very much need to focus on the desaturated look, as that's effectively what it's going to be like in the game. So I can cover what we've got in the game thus far. So we've got a good amount of stuff going. We started adding like torches and stuff. So you press T, gives it. That was weird. Just changed. You can press R and it recharges it. It's pretty cool. We got a pretty good system. I think Jacob was working on where it's sort of like delayed, which is nice. And like. Is, you know, the light rings that you generally see with the torch, which is pretty good. Much better than what we had before, which was just like a flat light in like a circle, and it didn't look good. There are minor issues with the torch at the moment. I don't think it will come up here, but you get like nan stuff going on. I think because the reflections of the guy with everything working, which is a bit of a pain. But something that we can look at. I don't believe that we can use a torch in the first level just yet. Oh, be careful. I've made that mistake before where I didn't wait for the navigation to be finished and it like kept crashing my Unreal. I don't know how loud everything is. Maybe you guys can hear it, I'm hoping. Some like ambient stuff going on. Not too sure how loud it is, if it's audible in the playback. So it's my oscillator that I added with like a little Morse code thing. There's a comms room. So to give an example, you can sort of see how that happens. I think if we reduce the... I don't know why he's super like reflective, but I'm assuming it's something to do with that. Then we go along, we got engines and stuff. So I guess we added the quest now finally, so he goes and tells you, you need to find a fuse. The only issue is that he tells you that before you even get into the room, so we might need to refine like that quest aspect. Find a fuse. Either that or instead of it being like, I think it's like a capsule, using like a square and then offsetting the square to just in front of him would probably be better. Find a fuse, and so to give an example, here we go. I think I'm fine actually. So I found a bug with it, but yeah, here are these. I did just like a bass, you know, engine noise coming out of that. But like the small fishy hangout area, which is pretty cool. Just quickly press or not. Or F11 would full screen, but for some reason it's not. Oh, I felt like sometimes I think it's the other version. You just recharge it. There we go. One thing that I have noticed, if I press R to recharge the torch, still got the little text explaining stuff, so we do gotta touch that up, but it's coming together. You can press E, not R, press E, grab that. Awesome. We go to the fuse box, which we need to find a way to like highlight and make it more obvious. Go, shove that in, bit of text. And he effectively tells us go to the second floor, so we've also got the second floor, which I always forget, because I always remember this door here, and I'm like, oh, that must be the lift. No, it's not the lift. I always get mixed up. So I gotta make sure that the torch isn't... I think it's around here where I broke it last time. Oh, that's one of the vents that we got going. I'm not too sure if the vents have actually fully... Ah, yes, so he does break. Yeah, run, 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 run. It's now that my torch broke. Oh, there we go. Now, there is the enemy there, so we're going to be completely overhauling this a lot, but, we've added, there's like the communal eating area. We got a pool table and some stuff I was working on. This is what I was working on. Some other stuff. We got a kitchen here, just being worked on, and stuff. So we're gonna have to find a microphone. I'm not too sure where we planned the microphone to be. But a heap of rooms down here. Oops. Let me recharge. So we may compress this even more. I believe this is still relatively compressed, but I believe we may like make this hallway smaller. So I need to be careful because if the enemy just chases you down the hallway, there's not much that you can do. So there's got to be lots of stuff that we need to do to refine. I just sent it out to, I think, a couple people, but we're going to have to send it out to a bunch of people to see if we can get feedback and what they think. And then showing off level 3, we don't really have anything going right now. Oh, right. There's that thing where I just cannot escape the elevator. This is effectively what we're working with, so it's just going to be like 2 rooms, 2 or 3 rooms connected to an elevator, so pretty refined. But yeah, so our plan that we're working with for now is effectively a captain's quarters, so it'll just be like a bathroom, the room, then a big open room here with a bridge, and I'm probably gonna have to make some stuff for the bridge. I'm not too sure what we're gonna do with the bridge actually. Like, potentially we'll want to make actual assets for a bridge, so have like windows and stuff, but I'm not too sure if we're gonna add anything that you can actually see out of it or anything. We can probably like fake it and have just like a very like metallic reflective surface, so but then it still just be like black, so you can't actually, oops, what the word was that, see out of it, but it gives that like faux glass look. Yeah, that's kind of what we're working with at the moment. It's coming together pretty good now. You don't pick up a keycard to, or is it the keycard to access the, it may be the keycard. Do I have it open? I do. No, so it's the fuse. We had it set up so it would be, oh, there's a dialogue. Dialogue's still being written up. I think it's this here. So you go pick up the fuse, and you grab the spare antenna, level 2. Get back down to the comms room. And then there's a bit more to it. We're gonna place the antenna back in it. We need to get the microphone, grab the key card, probably on the 2nd floor as well. And then you can go up to the 3rd floor, grab the microphone from the captain's office, and the crew will be gone, but you use your microphone to contact help and then escape effectively. But yeah, that's kind of what we're working with. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think we've got a week to go pretty much with this, so it's either, you know, do we refine what we have now, but then not really have much of a game? Like, the game itself right now is like, you could complete it in like 2 minutes, really, with what we have. I think it'd be good to start getting these extra assets. And I don't think it's too hard to implement these quest things, so I think, you know, we had a lot of stress going around the team, and fair enough, because basically we've been kind of fluffed over again. So it's been a bit of a tricky situation when it comes to all this stuff, with all the code, and it's just taking way too long to get some stuff that we've just done before, or some of the stuff is just taking, like, you gotta give it to them, like, code's hard, it's not easy, and it's just takes time. There's no like real crazy shortcuts you can take. At the same time, we've done some of these things before, we can just port them. Stuff that we haven't done, surely. You know, hopefully it's not taking too long. It's one of those things where it's just like, we're making assets up the wazoo. There's just so much stuff happening, and there's just not much code, unfortunately. But it's been picking up now, so it's getting into a bit of space. But it just would have been nice to be a bit closer earlier, so we could have refined some of these systems. So the other game, the Tracer game, unironically, even though we were missing pretty much everyone for like half the thing, may end up being a more refined game than this. Not too sure, but at least we have a working system now. And I believe, if I'm understanding correctly, a lot of what we have now to go, because we've got a lot of the systems working, it heavily, like, it's gonna start rolling a whole lot quicker. So ideally this Friday we can get the rest of the systems working in terms of the story, and then it will just be refining the next Tuesday. And if we meet up on Monday or something, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It's both good and bad. Like, some aspects are coming together pretty well. Other aspects, I don't know. We had one of our guys throughout was like, do we what's the word? Do we remove or reduce some of the things in order, because we're just like struggling to hit, we were like heavily struggling to hit the goal. Like, we needed to effectively second weekend have by Wednesday, so yesterday, we had to have had like a fully working system. It's just refining now. And we were not hitting that. We only just hit it. Like, we barely hit that. So it was just like, do we refine? The issue that we really have though with this is there's not much that we could like reduce. Like, a lot of stuff. Like, we sort of need the enemy AI to be pretty damn good, because if it's not, then the whole feel and vibe of the game is completely munted. Noise, if it's silent, like, a lot of these things unfortunately come down to, if we remove noise, there's a lot of stuff that just feels meh. Like, imagine just effectively a silent game. There's a bit of ambient sound, but no footsteps, no random noises appearing and stuff like that. Like, it removes a lot of it. Level interactions, like, we need these things. Elevator save system. We could probably get away. This was like one of the few things that I said we could probably get away with. But at the same time, if you lose and die, it would suck if you have to completely restart from the start. So we sort of need at least some sort of a saving system. So that if you die, you have something to come back to and you're not a full restart. UI, I mean, once again, is important. Like, we've reduced a lot of UI. There's not really much UI. But even then, like, we would probably get a bad mark if we don't have, like, if it's just default UI. Like Torch, we sort of needed that. Note system, that's something that is kind of nice to have. So I don't know if we're going to continue having this or if we're going to scrap it. Be something cool to do. Once the system's in place, us artists can go with it. You know what I mean? Like, we can do whatever we want with it. It's just getting the system in. Objectives, which we've been doing. Player dialogue. I mean, it's one of those things. Do we have subtitles? I think player dialogue is going to feel a whole lot better if we can actually have like talking and stuff going. It should be fairly simple systems, hopefully. So, you just play a sound at the same when that text pops up. It should be pretty simple. So these sorts of things, like all these things, it may seem like, I mean, to some people this may sound like a lot. To other people this may sound like not much to do. In the great scheme of things, a lot of them should be fairly simple to do. I mean, there's stuff like enemy AI. They're just never going to be simple. Like, you could spend a year doing enemy AI and still have things that you could probably improve upon. So, like, it's something that's just, yeah, like, you sort of have to just draw the line there. But these sorts of things, like, we've done UI for every single assessment. Like, it shouldn't take us long to implement a UI. It's just moving the things around. Like, when I was doing UI for some of the other past things, it's something that, like, we've done it so many times that it just shouldn't take too long. Stuff like torch mechanic, just take what we had for the last game and just change some of the values, stuff like that. Unfortunately, yeah, like, a lot of these we just cannot take away. As soon as we start taking things away, it's going to heavily impact the game. There's nothing simple outside of maybe like the note system that, at the end of the day, that we can effectively scrap. Like, once we have placing items, for example, working, and picking up items, you can build up the whole game and make it as long as you want. And that gives us artists as much freedom as we want to spend on each thing. But it requires that system, and that's kind of the pain. Like, there's plenty of stuff, you know, model-wise. We can scrap so many models and stuff like that we don't need to utilize, and texture and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, we just need the system, so it's a bit tricky. Yeah, I don't know. It's coming together. I think we'll have a decent game by next Wednesday. We always do push through, especially around the end, but unfortunately that's not ideal. But I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. I think it'll be alright. And I'm intrigued to see how it goes. But I mean, at the end of the day, we've only got 1 week to go. We've got a bunch of other assessments do as well. It is always going to be a bit of a stress. At least us artists, we're mostly finished. Like, I've finished most of my stuff. A lot of stuff that we're doing are group related. So the group related stuff, you know, if one of us have finished it, it pretty much means we're all finished. Which is good and saves us a lot of stress, as well as you can kind of like offset that stress as well. The only other thing that I think may be a bit of a pain for us, at least us artists, we got an animation assessment, heaps of animations that we've been working on for ages. So I'm mostly done with that, so I can kind of spend as little or as much time as I want on that. I just got to do some minor things. I think same with the rest of us artists, I believe. So I don't know. I believe everything will be all good, but it is kind of interesting to see. I'm personally intrigued to see, you know, a week from now where we're going to be at. It'll be kind of major. And then after that, I'm hopefully just going to be able to put a bunch of stuff on my ArtStation, share it out. Maybe I'll make some more videos and stuff on it. Overall thoughts. I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I think at the moment, and that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's kind of cool. I don't know. I always enjoy coming back to some of these devlogs and seeing, you know, how much progress we're making within the week. Is it actually a lot? Is it not much? I mean, there's definitely times like the prototypes, we're achieving so much more within that week than these. So kind of interesting to see, but I don't know. I think last game we were actually, like, I don't know. It's from my own perspective, but I feel like we were, like, top 3 best games that I saw. I mean, at the end of the day, we only saw what was shown, because we all were showing everybody's games, so maybe some games were maybe better, but we only saw a small snippet of them. In other cases, maybe that some of the better games are actually less refined, but it's just that they've shown us some really cool stuff. So I think there's only one other game that we're able to see, and I think our game was pretty good last time. We're pretty top. Our game wasn't perfect, but I think for what it was very unique. Nobody else was doing anything alike, and it was quite like refined. Pretty good feedback. So I don't know, hoping, like, this was meant to be our like masterpiece sort of thing, but yeah, I don't know, a lot of things that I could say, but I just won't. But I say that we just got to make sure that next year when we're doing our big final game, there ain't no funny business going on. We got to make sure that everybody is as committed as the rest of us, and that we effectively can pump out as much stuff as possible, because there ain't no way we're coming out of here with a poor result. That would just suck. So yeah, key things to note. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and we'll catch you guys hopefully next week. See you later. Bye bye.